This is Charles Benninghoff, and today I want to talk to you about crony capitalism, a subject that America's formerly great leading businesses have been working on and have been using to destroy our economy. Crony capitalism is a term describing an economy in which success in business depends on a close relationship between business people and government officials. Crony capitalism is a disgusting perversion that is plundering America and is caused by allowing international corporations to make bribes, well, some call them political contributions, to elected officials. The crony capitalist agenda is to fire Americans and throw us all on welfare so that internationalist corporations can replace us by importing cheaper foreign laborers. That might sound far-fetched, but more evidence is coming to light every day that the H-1B visa program for foreign workers is rampant with abuse. This visa program was designed to help companies find highly specialized foreign workers when those companies could not find an American worker with the necessary skills. But now, big Democrat donor companies like Disney, Facebook, Microsoft, and IBM are exploiting this program to fire Americans, throw them on welfare, and replace them with imported cheap foreign workers. And as we have learned from some amazing testimony in the United States Senate last week, in some cases, workers are even being forced to train their foreign replacements. The testimony you are about to see is truly disgusting. The man speaking before the Senate Judiciary Committee is a former Disney information technology worker. Watch what he had to say.
During the holiday season of 2014, I was sent a meeting invitation by a prominent Disney executive. With an excellent review in hand, along with the company announcements of record profits, my mind buzzed with thoughts of promotion or bonus. I walked into a small conference room with about 24 highly respected fellow IT workers. The Disney executive made a harsh announcement to us all. All of you in this room will be losing your jobs in the next 90 days. Your jobs have been given over to a foreign workforce. In the meantime, you will be training your replacements until your jobs are 100% transferred over to them, and if you do not cooperate, you will not receive any severance pay. The only glimmer of hope during that meeting was the announcement that new, more exciting jobs would be opening soon. However, we found out that only 4 people would be directly rehired by Disney of the hundreds that were lost. I was completely silent during this meeting, thinking how this was going to affect my coworkers. How was I going to break news to my family and pay all of our expenses? I would soon be living on unemployment. Later that same day, I clearly remember going to the local church pumpkin sale and having to tell the kids I couldn't buy any that year because my job was being turned over to a foreign worker. I started to think what kind of an American I was becoming. Was I going to become part of ruining our country by taking severance pay in exchange for training my foreign replacement? How many other American families would be affected by the same foreign worker that I trained? The first part of my 90-day period was focused on capturing all that we did with our jobs. We all felt extremely humiliated when the foreign worker sat next to us and watched everything that we did.
The absolute misery that this man's family went through is happening all across the United States as thousands of companies are now signing up for this program just so they can save a buck. 250 American families were thrown on welfare by Disney so the company could save itself only $9 million a year. And that was in salary costs by paying foreigners cheaper wages. And they forced the workers to train their replacements. Now, we American taxpayers are forced to pay for these displaced workers' welfare checks while Disney is laughing all the way to the bank and laughing at America. But don't expect the Justice Department to prosecute Disney because a sizable portion of that $9 million in cost saving Disney is enjoying just may end up right back in the Democrat coffers. The U.S. Census Bureau says that 75% of American graduates with highly skilled technical degrees cannot even get a job right now. And it is because companies, such as I mentioned, are importing foreigners by the tens of thousands. This is why we are pushing Congress to pass the American Jobs First Act. This is a bill that will amend the H-1B visa program so that crony capitalist companies will have to pay foreign workers more than they pay Americans. In the book of Mark, chapter 12, verse 31, Jesus said, "Love your neighbor as yourself." So who is your neighbor? Is it the man who testified before the Senate last week about the humiliation of training his foreign replacement and then having to go on welfare? Or is your neighbor the foreigner who was imported from India and who took away your neighbor's job so Disney could save himself only $35,000 a year? The tax cost of that one unemployed American worker far exceeds Disney's savings. This is a dismal, dismal situation. We believe that our neighbors are actual neighbors right here in America, namely Americans. We also believe that it is an act of hatred to fire one of our American neighbors and replace them with a foreigner who's willing to work for a lower salary. The American Jobs First Act incentivizes hiring Americans instead of throwing them on welfare just so billionaires like Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook can save a few bucks. We need to place a tremendous amount of pressure on Congress to get this bill passed. Our campaign page is set up right now so you can send faxgrams to the offices of every member of Congress, starting with the Judiciary Committee and the Senate. I hope you will speak out against this outrage so we can stop these crony capitalist companies from throwing Americans onto welfare and replacing them with aliens brought here solely to destroy America's standard of living. Why do I say that? Well, the ultimate objective of the crony capitalist companies is to lower their overall wage rate so that American produced goods, even though they're far superior and better made, are priced the same as shoddy foreign products produced by workers making 40 cents an hour. You will find the form to send your faxgrams to Congress to the right of this video screen if you're on our campaign page. If you're watching this on YouTube or another channel, then look for the link to the campaign page below this video. Sending faxgrams is the most effective method we know of that you can use to contact every member of Congress at once. And we provide the lowest cost for our members that you will find in any system we know of. Please speak out for your American neighbors and demand that Congress pass the American Jobs First Act. This is Charles Benninghoff signing off and wishing you Godspeed.
Satan can't make me doubt it. It's real and I'm gonna shout it. I was there when it happened, and I guess I ought to know.